Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this week I'm kind of a bit of a loss because I can't do my usual quest for yarn at this moment in time. I need to build up some funds first. I keep going out spending lots of money on yarn, and I need to wait until I've got some more money. I've got money, don't get me wrong, but you know, I can't spend it all on yarn, just quite a bit on yarn, I guess. Anyway, so I decided to delve into hobbyrocks.co.uk and show you some yarn. Now, this stuff I've had in my shop for a while, but I've known that sometimes when I show it, and I've not shown it for a very long time, it kind of goes out of mind. And this stuff I absolutely love. It's one of my favourite yarns of all time. And I've only ever really kind of used the DK version, but there is a beautiful and really lovely, I can't stress it enough, chunky version. And as you know, if you've watched me recently, I've got into the chunky yarns. I bought myself, I don't think you can see it actually unless I tilt, this stuff here. I can't do the direction. This here, this is some super chunky that I bought myself, and I also did get some when Aldi did their event, and they had some really kind of chunky on, and I got that as well. So it set me to start in making things with chunky, and I've done a few things recently for babies with the Flutterby. I'm still going to continue with that kind of little set. Also, yeah, I've been thinking about making a wearable, but although I have lost weight, I've not lost enough for me to want to make the wearable yet. But I'm working on a few things that I want to get going on. So anyway, that's beside the point. The yarn I want to show you today is absolutely beautiful. There are two types here, but they are the same. And you know how sometimes we all find a yarn that is an expensive brand, and then we find a cheaper brand that is exactly the same. And this happens all the time with like Red Heart Unforgettable, and the same yarn is Signet Boho Spirit, which I also stock, by the way. But you know what I mean, those kind of very, and sometimes when you look into it, there'll be just a little bit less yardage or something that's quite a little bit different, but it's basically identical. Well, this is true of this. Now, the Hayfield Spirit, I'll start with the chunky. So I couldn't get that colour. The colour I really like is called Sundown, and I couldn't get hold of that in chunky. Every time I placed orders, it was out of stock, which just drove me round the bend. And I don't really want to keep buying from the Hayfield. It's actually Sirdar that make it. And I didn't really want to get too much of them because they all have a minimum order quantity. So just in order to get that, I've got to go buy loads more stuff, which I really can't house at the moment. Now, I have been doing lots and lots of special offers, especially on King Cole, which I had a vast amount of, not because I don't like it or I don't want to stock it anymore, but because I just had a vast amount of it and it was taking up a lot of space. So but I'm getting a few more brands in, and I will eventually order from Sirdar / Hayfield / DMC again, but not just yet. But this one is also absolutely gorgeous, and it's called Zest. I'm going dry. I didn't bring a drink in, which is silly, isn't it? The shade is 400, and we know it as Zest. It is gorgeous, absolutely the most beautiful, vibrant colours. Now, Sundown is more subtle, but this one is really makes it pop. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about it then. It is a 100-gram ball, and it's really black on dark green. I say this so many times. Why do they do that? If they just printed that in white, it would pop and I'd see it. 155 metres, 169 yards, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. I can't feel any wool content. You know, sometimes when you've got a wool yarn, it makes my hands go, put it down now. But no, I don't feel any in this, and I've used it and it's not made my skin react at all. So it must be really super soft, whatever wool they use. But that one is Zest, and I truly love that one. That is all of these, by the way, will be on a special offer because they are what I like to call a yarn of the week, but I haven't done it for so long. It's more like yarn of the month or quarter. Never mind. This one is equally gorgeous. It has some really beautiful kind of tones in there. Look at all these ones here, from the lilacs all the way through to making it almost kind of, I don't know what you call that. It's a very dark magenta, I think, but you've got olives and orange and yellow, beautiful autumnal colours in this. And this one, I don't remember the name because unfortunately they put it on the outer bag, and it is in my shop as a name and the number. I think it might be both. If not, it's just the name, and you can see the picture and the name. But I don't have the names on the yarn band, which is a bit annoying. Now, if you want to find this yarn, there'll be a link at the end. It will pop up here somewhere. There'll be a link to my shop, which also in the description box there's a link. It's hobbyrocks.co.uk, and there's a voucher code in the bottom as well. There are some exclusions to that voucher code, like mystery boxes, Santa sacks that you see here. Unless you're buying the empty one. If you are interested in these are in the mystery box section when they're filled like this. When they're empty, they're in accessories, and you can then fill it with yarn and use the voucher code, or you can just buy lots of yarn. I'll send it to whoever you want, or you can have it sent to you. So that's just a little bit of because it made me talk about them as an exclusion, so I thought I'd give you the lowdown. Okay, so this one's 405. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. But it is absolutely beautiful. Really, really lovely colours. The kind of yellows and mustards in that and the orange really set it off for me. And then those beautiful kind of interlilacs. Really, really lovely. I'm going to have to use some of this. And I'm going to forget which ones I've actually shown you. Then there's this one. Again, I don't know the name, but it is number 416. I'm a bit dyslexic when it comes to numbers. Sometimes I get them around the wrong way. But I'm only a little bit because it doesn't happen all the time. But sometimes when I see a number, I can stammer over saying it out loud. And yet I pass maths, so I'm not that bad. But I get a little bit of, when I see a number, I get a bit, I've got to get this right. I've got to get this. There's something in me that knows I don't do it always right. But anyway, you have to forgive me. It is 416. And that is this one. It's got lots of beautiful reds and bluey kind of greys, and it's beautiful. I love this one. You see the colours a little bit more at this end. Yummy, it really is. And it's quite good for yardage, I think, but this one is absolutely beautiful. Now, I had some yarn from Ice once, and it was a magic glitz. Do you remember their magic glitz? Very similar to this with a glitz, you know, especially the DK. Now, the Sundown and the magic glitz version in Ice yarn, I loved that, and I could never get it. It was always out of stock, and I can't really buy from Ice with the price and the shipping and the, customs. It's just, no, I can't really do it. I did want to put it in my shop. Incidentally, I do have quite a lot of Ice yarn that I could actually upload at some point, maybe in the future, but I'm not sure. But this one, I did actually have this as a magic glitz, and I made a scarf with it. It was beautiful. And I have, Gary has bought me one somewhere that's very similar. And they are identical. It's not Ice yarn though. And I'd have to make something with that one these days. But that's this one. And it, I just love it. It's all these colours. It's the mauves and the greys and the whites with that blue. This is beautiful, this one. I absolutely love this. And the scarf I made with the equivalent DK was really nice. 407, that one. So that's the chunkies. And then I do have, in the Hayfield Spirit, I have the gorgeous Sundown, which I have made lots with. I have a really lovely baby blanket that I put with white. It's not actually for a baby. You can use it for anyone, the pattern. And if I can remember, I'll put a link to that at the end. You can just see the colour streaking through the white. And I tried it with black as well. Astonishingly lovely. It really is. So this one is a DK weight, so a 3 weight. Those were chunky, which is a bulky 5. These have 345 metres and 377 yards, and these are 80% acrylic, 20% wool too. And this one is 408, otherwise known as Sundown, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love this one. And thank goodness, if this had been out of stock in the DK, I wouldn't have placed the order at all. I would have said no thank you. And I do have, wrong one, I do have Zest in this one as well. And I don't know how much I've got of this. I'm going to have to do a stock take after I've filmed this and make sure the quantities of all of my yarns on these are correct. But I might have used some and forgotten to take it from stock, so I'm going to have to check them. But this one is the Zest, and of course that is still number 400. And I think if you get the chunky, the colour is the same, 400. But I just want to show you something. Hayfield Spirit Zest, Papatia. Can't tell them apart. Not in the slightest can you tell them apart. They are, to all intents and purposes, identical. Okay, so this is a DK, this is a DK, this is Batik. Papatia Batik, and it's called 554/13. Probably gave it a name as well, but in my shop. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this. 100 grams is 360 metres, 393 yards, 100% acrylic. So they're not identical. If you want some wool content, then this one is for you. If you want complete acrylic, it's this one. But aren't they otherwise identical? So it just goes to show that the place they get the yarn dyed from is the same. It comes off of the same kind of dyes, but this one has a wool content and this one is completely acrylic. And I got that right way around? Yes, I did. How about that though? So but they do feel identical. This does not feel like it has wool. They feel and look absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. Bizarrely. Unless they're wrong and there's no wool in that, I don't know. How strange though, don't you think? But that is the Papatia Batik, and I do have this in my shop. It is a cheaper kind of option, I think. I'm not actually sure of the prices on these. I will, when I get back in, I do my stock take and I do my special offers, then you'll see. But Papatia Batik also have this beautiful, beautiful colour. Oh, isn't that astonishing? I mean, I love that. It's so dusky and moody and beautiful. I really, really like this one a lot. I like them all a lot. Whenever I mean, you know, they're just, we all love yarn. This is 55428. And I'll leave the light on. I won't blind you with it though. Then there's this, which blows me away every time I look at it. It's beautiful. Oh my God, if you love orange, I do. I love orange. Whoops. I love it so much. I threw it on the floor. Excuse me a sec. Okay, where am I? This is number 55407. Doesn't do it justice somehow, does it? Isn't it gorgeous? Look at that colour there, that whitey pearly colour, and that peach. It's really going to make that pop. That's beautiful. And again, there's this one, which is like the other one with those colours, but lighter. Really, really dreamy. I love that colour. That is just so, so pretty. And this one is 55404. So that's the yarn and that's the colours. So you know, I don't know. I can't pick a favourite. Whenever I get one, I go, oh, isn't that beautiful? It's dreamy. I love that one. That's my favourite. And then I pick this up and I go, oh, no, that's my new favourite, that one. And then I get another one. I think, oh, I love that. That is beautiful. That's my favourite. And it just goes on. And it goes on. And I can't help it. And that's just being a yarny freak, a yarn addict, whatever we are. But we love it. So that's the yarn of the week, month, quarter, century. I don't know. I used to do them every week. But I think I don't like to do things too often because I think people get fed up. but that is yummy. Just saying. And if you go to hobbyrocks.co.uk, you'll find it on a special offer once I've sorted out stock. So thank you for watching, and I will be back with another quest for yarn when I get out and about and I have a little injection of cash. Anyway, bye for now. See you on the next one.